All right. We are live. We are rolling. We are here. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll, the show. The show where sharing is caring. We like to sit around. We like to drink a hot cup of Sleeping Dog coffee beans. We like to share our thoughts, our feelings, our snacks. So welcome. Welcome to an all-new episode. If you're new here, be prepared because we talk, we share, we chill, we vibe, and we do it all while being kind. This week on Monday Coffee with the Doll, we are talking about being kind online. It's kind of like I'm making an episode for like a preschool class or a kindergarten class, because you would think that this is a topic that adults didn't need to hear, but they do. A lot of them do. A lot of them need to see it. So if you know somebody that struggles with being kind online, or you know somebody who has been the victim of other people who don't know how to be kind online, this is the episode for you, because we're talking all about it. Kindness. Kindness, it's important, it matters, and there's not enough of it. So stay tuned for a steaming hot cup of Monday Coffee with the Doll. All right, everybody, welcome back to an all-new episode. This week's episode is definitely going to be about being kind online. It sounds like a great tagline. It really does. So this video was inspired by another content creator who I stumbled upon on TikTok. Now, I stumbled across this video when I had opened my app to upload my own video, and her video popped up. And her energy was just so good. You know what I mean? Her energy was so good, and her face was just so kind, and she had this beautiful smile, and I was like, oh, what do you have to say? What are you saying? And then she proceeded to basically call somebody else out in this video, and when I saw it, I was like, ooh, girl isn't messing around. She's like holding somebody accountable hardcore. But then when I heard what she was saying exactly, I immediately could relate to it, because I too had kind of been in a similar situation, had been kind of like crossed my path, and I kind of handled it the same way in a sense. And it was just really inspiring because of what she was saying. And so before I kind of share this thought with you guys, I want you guys to watch the video yourself. So I'm going to share it with you. But I also want to say that if you go seek out this person's channel, then, let them know that you saw them on Monday Coffee with the Doll. Let them know that we were talking kindly of them. But also, they post a lot of content that I would say that I don't necessarily 100% agree on every single topic that she speaks on. And I would also say that some of the topics that she speaks on in today's society would be considered controversial and triggering for some people. So all I have to say is that if you don't agree with this person's content or their message, leave their page. Don't stay around and do the exact thing that I'm talking about not doing in this episode. If you don't agree with some of their opinions or thoughts, then, it's really easy to just hit that back button and get off their page and go to a page that may be more fitted for you. But one of the things that I really appreciate about this page is that this person advocates for respect of humanity, for people to just be treated like humans and be respected, just as people, as equals. And I think that there's not enough of that online anymore. I think that we all just very much can say that we've run into more than our fair share of personalities where people just seem to use their online platforms as like these grandstands to like point their fingers down on people that they feel that they're somehow above, or that they dislike or are annoyed with. And so I really respect this person and the message that they put out. They're advocating for kindness and just treating everybody with respect and love. And if you don't agree with somebody or you don't like somebody's, whatever, that you still be respectful, because humans all deserve to be respected. And you don't ever have the right to abuse or belittle or bully somebody just because maybe they're not on the same wavelength as you know what I mean? So I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share my opinion on it.
Melissa, I want to talk to you about something real quick. Early this morning, a video you posted of a woman under the influence at work popped up on my FYP. That video got 3.7 million views. Are you so happy? Because that's what you were looking to get, right? Alyssa, I'm happy that you don't struggle with addiction, but she obviously does, and there's no need for you to humiliate her. You even went as far as posting what McDonald's she works at. For what? The fact that you think that you're accomplishing something by recording a person at their lowest says so much about you. I decided to scroll through the comment section on that post, and I came across this one. Seeing that comment didn't make you second guess, like, you know what, maybe I should take this video down. No, of course not. You're getting all the views. And that's all that matters to you. Isn't that right, Alyssa? What's wild to me is that you follow me. So if you're a follower of mine, you know how I feel about this shit. So I took the liberty of removing you as a follower. And while scrolling through the comments, I actually found mutuals who thought that this shit was funny. And you want to know what's really rich about that one? Everyone has a story, and every story matters. Everyone except the woman at McDonald's, I guess. So I took the liberty of removing them as well. Because one thing that I will not tolerate is bullying or making a joke of someone who you see is struggling. It's disgusting. I'm gonna need you to do better and be better, because that shit right there, that's not it. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope that you choose to make better decisions in the future. And as always, I hope you, Alyssa, have the day you deserve.
All right, so that is Michelle, or as she goes by on TikTok, the local lesbian. And, you know, when I watched that video, I was just sitting there going, yes, who does this? Who goes out of their way to create content that they're going to actively and participatingly put out to the entire world and advocate and encourage other people to harass and belittle and bully and talk down on somebody? Now, this person obviously is an addict, and this woman went out of her way to film this person at work, and then let everybody know on her feed where exactly this woman worked. And her content was specifically to just be negative about this person. And I think that that's absolutely a disgusting behavior. I can't think of any reason why this would be okay. Now, I can understand people having the opinions of, whoa, that person's at work and this is happening and ugh. Yeah. It's not like a situation that anybody would be like, this is a great thing. She herself would probably tell you, I shouldn't have done that. I wish I didn't do that. I'm embarrassed that I did that. She herself would have been regretful of that. It's not an ideal situation. Nobody wakes up in the morning, that's an addict and says, I'm going to actively go out into the world and put my addiction and struggles and things that I'm going through in other people's faces in a positive way. Like, do you really think that person isn't aware? And so for you, thinking that you're cool, calm, and collect and have it all together, decided to spend your time filming this person to then put them on display to not only mock yourself, but encourage other people to mock. Michelle's right. That says a lot about you. It says a lot about who you are as a person. And I don't think that maybe this person is all bad, right? And I think Michelle would probably agree that even people who behave like that in times can say, ooh, that was a bad choice. You're right. Right? There's people out there who do really shitty things and then look at that shitty thing that they did, especially if people are bold enough to call them out and hold them accountable and go, oh my gosh, I'm ashamed of myself. Why did I do that? And I think that people who are willing to reflect on their own behavior and call out their own bad behavior and then correct that bad behavior and apologize, I think that that shows a lot of self-awareness and room to grow. We need to be capable of calling ourselves out or allowing other people to call us out and then really reflect on the situation and be like, ooh, you're right. And I was friends with somebody on Facebook once who did that exact thing. She was at McDonald's. Apparently this is just people who go to McDonald's. And she had taken a picture of one of the female workers when she had her back turned, and she had some stuff in her pocket that looked like cigar tubes. Cigars will come in those little plastic tubes to protect them from being broke. Well, this woman on my friends list had decided that it had to have been a drug, a blunt per se. And she was just so sure about it. And all I could think is, man, my husband smokes literal cigars and he puts them in there. And so if he had him in his pocket, I know 100% that it's just a cigar. But you you would claim by just visually seeing it for a split second. And she decided to berate this girl who was at work, doing her job, filling her order. And she had nothing negative to say other than, you're going to be here at your job and you're just going to have on display the blunts in your back pocket. And all I could think of is, you don't even know that. You don't even know that. You don't even know that. You don't know what that is. I know that there's other things that could look like that are not anything of the sort. But you decided to make up your mind about something and then put this girl on display who was literally doing her job. She's at work. She's doing her job. She's getting your Big Mac for you. But you decided to be appalled by something that you don't even really completely know the reality of, because I know that the reality could be something other than that, as my reality has proven so, with being somebody who has a husband that smokes cigars and knows what those tubes can look like. But for you to take the time to wait for this girl's back to be turned so you could take a picture of her to then post on social media and berate and encourage your friends to berate and make fun of and say horrible things about her, this girl could be the most wonderful, amazing, perfect person in the world. She could volunteer all her time to animal shelters, homeless shelters, battered women shelters. Like, she could be actively doing all kinds of stuff. And that's totally, regardless of that, even if she's not, she's literally at work doing her job, filling your order. But because you saw something in her back pocket, you think you have the right to wait for her back to be turned, take a photo of her, and then exploit her online. That's terrible. So what did I do? I did the exact same thing that Michelle did. I unfriended that person. I posted a comment that said, wow, I mean, it could literally be a cigar. Regardless, she's doing her job and she's filling your order for you. So I don't really see how it's necessary to put some young woman at work on blast because of what she might do on her free time in her own car. Like, it's just crazy. Like, no matter what it is, it's just the mindset to go out of your way to behave that way was crazy to me. And then to take the time to ask other people to also get involved in that behavior is shocking. So then I deleted that person off of my friends list, because here's the thing. The conversation continued. This person just dug their heels in. This is what this is how they were. They were like, they didn't say, you know what, you're probably right. I probably shouldn't have. It was, no, I'm going to fight you on it. I'm going to fight you over being allowed to judge this person and berate this person and exploit them online, literally behind their back. This woman didn't even take a split second to consider that this girl has a story, this girl is a human, this girl's at her job. You don't know what she's doing, you don't know what she's going through. You just saw an opportunity to do what? Get attention online. Get attention online from your friends and your followers and people that you knew would agree with you and gas you up for treating somebody so crummy. And this isn't the only time that I have been a part of a situation like this. There's a local real estate agent that's in my town, and I'm not going to say names. But there's a local real estate agent in our town who her name starts with a K. And if you want to, it wouldn't be that hard to look her up. But it's irrelevant to put her on blast at this point. I put her on blast on my page when this situation came up. And that's not my point now. I'm just using this situation as a teaching tool at this point. But this woman decided while she was out at a local bowling alley that there was a girl who had bent over to pick up her bowling ball. And this girl was in denim shorts. And so this real estate agent decided to take a picture of her when she wasn't looking while she was completely bent over. And all I have to say is that if a man did that, if a man waited for a young woman to bend over to take a picture of her butt, to then post on their Facebook page to mock, belittle, berate, and exploit and encourage all of their friends to join in on that behavior, people would have lost their minds. Well, see, I'm for equality, and I lost my mind anyways, because there is no, well, I'm a girl, so I can do that, in my opinion. It's this woman waited for this other woman to be vulnerable and have her back turned and bend over to take a photo of her like that, and then post publicly on her Facebook page where thousands of other people could see it. Thousands. And to be honest, the reality is that this girl could have very well been underage. It was a family bowling alley. They were doing one of those cosmic nights. There was, kids ever. I've been to one of those. There was no like has to be 21 or 18 to enter. Everybody's getting wasted while we bowl. It could have very well been because she was very young looking. Like everything that I saw was very young looking. And she posted it. She took a picture of this woman's butt when she bent over in her shorts because she didn't like the shorts she was wearing. She felt that those shorts were too short and that she shouldn't have left her house in them. And then what's ironic enough, like Michelle pointed out in her video of her follower, that she went to the account and the account was completely ironic and contradictory to the message and behavior. This real estate agent has a giant billboard with very heavy cleavage in her own photo, which I don't have a problem with. Which I say, do you, boo? They're your boobies. But I find it ironic that people want to project things onto other people and claim that other people are being inappropriate and other people are doing things that they deem is not acceptable, while also exhibiting similar or exactly the same behaviors. But for some reason, these people are allowed to do it. But they're allowed to attack and shame and belittle somebody else if they carry similar behavior. You better believe I shared this woman all over my Facebook page at the time with all over 800,000 of my followers. Why? Because I think it's really important that we call out women who exploit other women to abuse them in toxic behaviors and really horrific ways online for their own attention and gain. Because this woman exploited this other young woman to have other people laugh and be like, oh, look at you. I totally agree. You're right. She shouldn't be wearing those. She wants to just powwow with all of her friends and talk shit about this person at the expense of this young woman who literally didn't do anything but show up bowling in a pair of shorts. But she didn't like her shorts. So that means she's fair game to not treat as a person, to not respect, to put your nose in her business. Why don't you stop for a second and reevaluate your mindset? Because you not only looked at her and said, ooh, I don't like that. Because that'd have been fine. You can look at somebody and go, I didn't like that. I didn't agree with that. But you don't get to then wait till their back is turned to take a photo of them to then go and post online to exploit for your own attention and gratification. Do you not see how that's wrong? This seems to be a common occurrence anymore online. It's like the more we go on, the more crazy online behavior has become. It's like people seem to think that it's some type of safe space because they're interacting through a screen versus actually interacting in real world situations. Like, I know for a fact that woman wouldn't have gone up to that woman and said, hey, I don't like your shorts because I feel like they don't cover you enough. So I'm offended, I'm disgusted, I'm bothered by them. And then dealt with the situation face to face head on. And given that woman or young girl the opportunity to defend herself, stand up for herself, or who knows, I think a lot of people would probably get handsy. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but I think a lot of people don't interact in real time because they know that their behavior is not appropriate and it's wrong, and they don't have the courage to handle the situation face to face. So they go to a space that they feel that it's safe for them to do so, where that person doesn't even know what's going on, so they can somewhat hide their behavior. Why? Because deep down inside, these people know that their behavior is trash. Now, this gets out of control constantly. I see it all the time. I see this type of behavior all the time. There is an account that I follow. Her name is, I think it's Kaylin Lee, I think. She's a TikToker as well. She posts a lot of TikToks with her daughter. Kaylin Lee, here's her. I'll make sure that I put her tag. But she posts a lot of really cute. She's absolutely stunning and beautiful and funny, and just she's very unique and genuine, and she's a lot of fun. And she posts TikToks sometimes with her little girl who's 3. And she's just got a really great energy. And these See this comment right here? This is one of the comments that she received. It's a literal death threat. The fact that people are comfortable posting literal death threats to people that they don't know when they come across their content on these platforms is shocking to me. And what's even more shocking to me is how many of these platforms have all these fancy, expensive algorithms that can flag me and give me a 30-day ban on Facebook for saying the word bish. B-I-S-H. It's not even a real word. But when I'm joking with one of my friends and I know that Facebook's going to flag me for using the real word, B-I-T-C-H, so I use bish, and then I still get flagged automatically. The algorithm did it. Nobody reported me. The word bish for bullying and joking with my friend, but these algorithms can't catch literal death threats and immediately ban these accounts. It's almost like they want to cater to cultivating that negative, horrible, horrific energy. It's like, why aren't y'all doing something about this? You know what I mean? Why? And then you have somebody like Eugenia Cooney. I don't know if you know who Eugenia Cooney is. Eugenia Cooney came out a long time ago. She was a part of this kind of YouTuber group that I don't really know that much about because they weren't YouTubers that I followed, just kind of young kids that were kind of in the emo scene, the glam scene. And she kind of was a part of this group for a while, but she made her own content on YouTube. And then if you spend any time on YouTube, you will have seen all of the crazy content that was created to basically just completely talk down on this young woman because of how she looks. Now, Eugenia Cooney, I'm not going to speak on because I don't know. And none of us really know. But there was a lot of videos where people were coming out speaking down on her body type because of the way she looks. Now, it's clear that something is going on, but we don't know what. And Eugenia Cooney doesn't necessarily want to talk about it. She wants to be able to make her content sharing the things that she loves and that she's passionate about. Hair, makeup, styling, clothing. And regardless of how you feel about her body type, it's insane to me how so many people think that they can leave comments to this girl in such a disgusting way. When I read her comments, I'm mind blown. So you need to be more kind, whether it be online or in real life. We need to be able to take a second and step outside of ourselves and realize that these are human beings, right? And I feel like it's becoming a pandemic of unkindness. So many people seem to behave and live everyday lives without understanding or having any like humanistic traits towards other individuals. Like they just completely remove the fact that these are people too. Before you leave comments being unkind or bullying or hateful, think about that this is a person. This is a person that's gone through probably a lot of the exact same things that you would claim are your own struggles and that you've had a hard time with. Try to take a second and say, well, I don't like this. I don't agree with this. This rubs me the wrong way. This pisses me off. Like, okay. But I challenge you that before you react off that initial emotion, try to swallow that emotion instead and respond by keeping that negativity to yourself. Okay? Okay. I would also like to state that if you're a person that's been on the receiving end of such types of behavior, because I have been, like, you can't be a pinup model and a content creator and a beauty influencer and, a brand ambassador and do all the things that I've done for over a decade online, putting myself out there publicly and not receive horrific hate. I've literally been sent messages where people claim that I'm too skinny for their liking, so I must have an eating disorder. And so that they've decided that to be my truth for themselves, that instead of starving myself slowly, I should just go on ahead and kill myself. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? So people seem to have this comfortability with projecting these types of things onto people, which is absolutely absurd. To be okay with leaving comments on people's content and behaving this way and making posts about people and actively knowing and wanting these types of posts to go viral to get you views, because everybody's going to get excited when they get 1 million views on something, right? Especially somebody who ain't nobody online. Somebody who mostly gets 1 or 2 or 5 likes on their stuff because they're just posting for their own 200 friends. When you get that 1 million views on the TikTok because you decided to make a video that people were watching because whether they were appalled or agreed with you, you got those views, right? So you're cool now. You're not cool now. And karma someday is going to show you how not cool you are. And she's not nice. Let me tell you, spoiler alert, she's not nice. She's going to come for you. And it's going to be awful. It's going to be bad. So I would suggest that you change your tune now. And if you're somebody who's on the receiving end of this type of behavior, let me tell you something. Do not take 1 second, not 1 second, to even consider that what they're saying is valid, true, or worth your time, because it is not. It is not. You really need to consider the weight that it carries in your life. Okay? It doesn't carry any unless you step into that box and put your own weight in that box, because that box that they're presenting to you is empty. It's an empty cardboard box. You will fill that box, and their opinions and their abuse and their projection towards you, their bullying towards you, you yourself, by stepping into that box that they've presented to you, is the only way anything that they say can have weight. That's it. That's it. Don't get in the box. Don't get in the box. You don't have to get in the box. I live in a place where we can burn our paper and our boxes. Bring that box to me. I'll put it on my burn pile and I'll show you the worth that it carries. It's great kindling. I'm gonna burn it for you. And then I'm gonna show you how absolutely amazing you are. Because that type of stuff, don't waste your time. Don't do it. And if you need help with a little bit more, a better idea of who you are and the worth that you carry, just message me. I'll start a fire for us. I'll make us some hot cocoa and we'll talk about how beautiful and amazing and wonderful you are. And we'll sort out all the things that are bothering you and we'll figure it out together, because this is the doll fam. This is a doll fam. Everybody's welcome here, except people who act like abusive, bullying assholes. They get held accountable and they get told, there's the door. Zip your lips. Get out of our space. When you can learn to act right, you better bring back some really good snacks and apologize. And then we could talk some more. Okay? Okay. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot to unload. Not really. That smelled like straight up honest facts. That's what that smelled like. Do you smell that? What is that? I think it's a plug. It's a plug for our one and only official coffee beans of Monday Coffee with the Doll, about to come at you. Get ready. Hello! And this is Sleeping Dog Coffee Beans. Sleeping Dog Coffee Beans. The coffee beans that will get you up howling in the morning when you've been up all night howling for other reasons. It could be for any reason. Get your mind out of the gutter. It could be for literally any reason. Research papers, a crying baby, trying to fix your car, and you have to keep watching YouTube videos because you don't know what you're doing. Whatever the reason be that keeps you up late, Sleeping Dog Coffee Beans. They're going to help get your legs moving in the morning. That's right. Be sure to check out the links below and use that coupon code. Use that Monday Coffee with the Doll first bean purchase coupon code. Get you some beans. I recommend them. They are delicious bean juice water when you crush them up and you put them in your coffee mate. That sounds weird when you talk about it, but it's delicious. Yeah. Sleeping Dog Coffee Beans. The only beans for Monday Coffee with the Doll. Yeah. Jessica, I love you. Ding. So that's going to be it for this week's episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll. I hope you guys check out the links that I've provided below for the content creators that I kind of talked about and shared this week. But on our closeout of the show, it is one of my favorite parts of the show where we lift up small businesses. And this week's small business is a small business that I have personally been watching grow over the past several years, and I've had the honor of working with a few times. She is an amazing small business who works overtime to create a brand that caters to, you got it right, our favorite lifestyle and community, the pinup scene. So, who is it? The pinned up doll. The pinned up doll. Look, this is my favorite thing about the shirts that she puts out. She puts my name on them. I love things that have my name on them. So the pinned up doll is owned and operated by a beautiful pinup herself. And it is a small business that caters to lots of amazing and fun things that will help inspire you in the pinup scene. So if you love pinup, if you love rockabilly, if you love custom culture, she is a brand that you need to check out. She has so many fun things that, again, she either hand makes or she sources in from other really fun places, but they are all one-of-a-kind objects and products and things that are so much fun. She probably makes some of my favorite custom sunglasses that she bedazzles and turns into really cool pieces. She makes beautiful hair flowers as well. A lot of times they're made out of really fun vintage things. So if you guys want to learn more about the pinned up doll, be sure to watch the all new episode of Monday Coffee with the Dolls, Hot Pot of Small Business Support, because that is going to be up this week, and I will be posting it. I usually post it Tuesday, so make sure that you come back if it is Monday and you're watching this. This is going to be posted probably Tuesday of this week. That's when I usually get it out. But it's a lot of fun. You can learn all about her. I highly recommend you checking her out. She just started making her own clothing line. She's a really rad chick, and you guys will absolutely love her. So remember, if you are a small business looking for a platform to help your algorithms grow, because we all know social media does not like lifting up small businesses, I am the chick for you. So be sure to reach out to me at adultforallproductions.com if you're looking to hire somebody to create one-of-a-kind supportive content to showcase your small business for the amazing things that it is. Or if you don't got the biggest marketing budget, I get it, but small businesses all deserve a chance. So reach out to me through my P.O. box. Send me one item that defines your small business for what it is. Make sure you include all of your business and brand info, your business cards, you got little postcards, whatever it is. You send it to my P.O. box. I will open it at the end of the next Monday Coffee after it shows up, and I will give you a shout out to elevate your small business with all of its links. No questions asked, for free. What is that, Emily? You said for free? That's right. For free? Because I support small businesses, and small businesses can use all the help that they can get with the absolute censoring and downgrading of their content on their platforms. They get ghosted constantly. And your girl doesn't like unfair ghosting. So you reach out to me. I got you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for spending time with me. If you guys want to get in contact with me more, make sure that you check out all of the links below, because there's a lot of ways that you can get in contact with me, whether it be for small business support, or if you are just a Doll Fam member looking for love and support, guidance, help, advice, you can write into Monday Coffee and I will answer directly to you live on the show, because this is the Doll Fam. I care about your mind. I care about your worth. I care about you understanding that you are worth it, and I am here to make sure that until you see that, I'm standing behind you, holding you up. Yeah. Because I'm really just selfish, and that's what I get off on, is loving people and showing them that they're worth it. You're worth it. You're always worth it. You're definitely worth it here at the Doll Fam. So thanks for hanging out with me. Remember, sharing is caring. So remember to like, subscribe, and share this content with somebody you think will enjoy it, because sharing content creators' work after we put it out there is probably one of the best things that you can do for us in general. So be sure to like, subscribe, ding the bell, share, all the fancy things. But most importantly, remember, making peace within yourself, walk in love with others will be much easier. But also, remember, these are the days that fill your week. Remember to make them as amazing as you are, because they have a lot to keep up with. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions, because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Okay,